Power is not something handed down to you by another. It is not a treasure buried in some faraway land, waiting for you to stumble upon it after years of searching. Power is already yours. It is not external. It is within. It has always been within, like a quiet ember burning beneath the surface of your being, waiting for the moment you finally recognize it. If you don't feel it right now, if you sense a gap between who you are and who you could be, it is not because power has left you. It is because somewhere along the way, you were conditioned to forget. You were taught to look outward instead of inward, to chase approval instead of embodying truth, to bend to the noise of the world rather than trust the voice of your soul. Think back to when you were a child, untouched by the heavy expectations of society, before you were told how to behave, before you were measured against the standards of others. Before fear and comparison entered your mind, you simply were. You did not question your worth. You did not hesitate to express yourself. You laughed, cried, spoke, and created without needing permission. You didn't seek validation to know you mattered. Your existence alone was enough. That was your natural state. Pure, powerful, unapologetic, unshaken by the weight of the world. But as you grew, you began to absorb the messages around you. Maybe someone's careless words planted seeds of doubt. Maybe rejection made you believe you were not enough. Maybe you were told to sit quietly, to play small, to put others first at the expense of your own desires. Slowly the flame dimmed, not extinguished, only covered. You learned to adapt. You molded yourself into what the world said was acceptable. And in doing so, without even realizing it, you gave away your power. You silenced your voice in fear of judgment. You second-guessed your choices, waiting for approval. You shrank in the presence of others, as though they were more deserving of space than you. Each time you betrayed yourself for the comfort of someone else, you handed over a piece of your power. But here's the truth. Power is never truly lost. It cannot be stolen. It can only be forgotten, buried beneath the layers of conditioning and belief. Systems that were never truly yours. And now is the time to take it back. To reclaim your power, you must first see where you've been giving it away. Ask yourself honestly, do I seek permission before I act? Do I silence myself to avoid disapproval? Do I believe others are more capable, more worthy, more deserving than me? Every time you dim your light, every time you delay your dreams because of doubt, every time you whisper, not yet, not ready, not enough, you abandon your power. But the moment you decide, deeply, fully decide, that you will no longer betray yourself, something shifts. The energy that was scattered outward begins to flow back to you. The fragments of yourself that were dispersed come home. Pause, breathe, feel it. Imagine energy flowing back into your body, filling the spaces where doubt once lived. This is the reclamation of self. This is you stepping back into alignment with the truth you've carried since birth. Power lives in your choices. Each time you say no to what does not serve you, you reclaim power. Each time you set a boundary and honor it, you reclaim power. Each time you choose to trust yourself over the whispers of doubt, you reclaim power. Understand this. Reclaiming your power is not about dominance. It is not about control over others. It is not about proving anything. True power is quiet, unshakable, rooted in authenticity. It is about standing fully in your truth, unwavering even when uncertainty surrounds you. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That is the essence of power. Not striving to be someone else, but coming home to yourself. When you reclaim your power, you stop waiting. You stop waiting for the right moment. You stop waiting for permission. You stop waiting for the world to validate what you already know within. Because the instant you choose yourself, the instant you decide you are enough exactly as you are, you become unstoppable. Close your eyes for a moment. Inhale deeply. With each breath in, feel your energy rise. With each breath out, release the weight of old limitations. Feel the shift. This is your power. It has always been yours. And no one, no circumstance, no rejection, no opinion can take it from you unless you allow it. The past is a story, a collection of moments, choices, and experiences that shaped how you saw yourself. But it is not a sentence. It is not a cage. It is not a permanent definition of who you are. Yet many live trapped in the loop of yesterday, repeating old wounds, reliving old pain, responding to life through the lens of who they used to be. They mistake memory for identity. Jung reminded us, I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. The past only defines you if you continue to carry it into the present. Think about a version of yourself you've outgrown. The version afraid to speak up. The version who settled for less. The version who believed she had to earn love or prove her worth. She existed for a reason. She did the best she could with what she knew. But she is not you anymore. She does not need to shape your future. The only reason the past still feels powerful is because you keep engaging with it. You replay it. You rehearse it. You wear its limitations like clothes that no longer fit. But what happens if you set it down? Letting go doesn't mean erasing the past. It means releasing its grip on your present. It means no longer carrying the emotional weight of what was. It means understanding that you are more than every disappointment, every rejection, every moment of doubt. Picture yourself carrying a heavy bag. Inside are regrets, disappointments, and outdated versions of you. Feel the weight of it. Now imagine yourself setting it down, not because you are ignoring it, but because you no longer need it to define you. With every release, you create space for new beliefs, new possibilities, a new identity that reflects the person you are becoming. Your brain will resist, pulling you back to the familiar. But you were not meant to live in yesterday. You were meant to create today. Carl Jung said, "Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakes." The awakening happens the moment you stop measuring yourself by the past and start embodying the truth. That power has never left you. Stand tall. Breathe deeply. Feel your energy expand like light radiating outward. Strong, unshakable, undeniable. You do not need permission to exist fully. You do not need validation to own your space. The moment you command your energy, the world shifts to meet you. And now, as you step forward into this truth, the journey continues, not outward, but deeper inward. Because power, real power, is not something you perform. It is something you embody. To step into your power is to step into conscious choice. Most people live unconsciously, carried along by patterns they do not even see. They react rather than create. They wake up and let their emotions be dictated by circumstances. If the day begins well, they feel good. If something disappointing happens, they spiral into doubt. Their inner world is at the mercy of the outer. But true power is the reversal of that pattern. It is the decision to no longer live as a reactor, but as a creator. You are not here to be swept away by the tides of circumstance. You are here to command the energy within you. Think of the last time you walked into a room and felt someone's presence before they even spoke. Perhaps it was someone who radiated confidence and calm. Someone whose energy seemed to settle the air itself. Or maybe it was the opposite. Someone who carried heaviness, whose unspoken energy shifted the mood of everyone around them. That is the reality of energy. It cannot be faked and it cannot be hidden. Whether you are aware of it or not, you are always broadcasting a signal. The question is, what are you broadcasting? Are you radiating certainty, love, and grounded confidence? Or are you unconsciously transmitting fear, doubt, and insecurity? When you command your energy, you no longer shrink to match the room. You no longer dim your light because others are uncomfortable with brightness. You choose your state. You decide, this is how I will feel. This is how I will think. This is how I will move through the world. And the world bends to meet you. This is not arrogance. It is not ego. It is alignment. It is a calm authority, a rooted certainty that does not need to be announced. It is magnetic without trying, because authenticity always is. Imagine yourself entering a space with this energy, not the energy of someone seeking approval, but the energy of someone who has already chosen herself. Not the energy of someone waiting to be accepted, but the energy of someone who knows she belongs wherever she stands. Imagine your presence alone shifting the atmosphere, simply because you have decided to show up fully. Embodiment begins with awareness. Start noticing how you carry yourself. Notice the moments when your body tenses, when your shoulders curl in, when your voice softens to be more acceptable. Notice the thoughts that spiral into old fears. What if I'm not ready? What if I'm not good enough? Awareness is the first step, because the moment you see yourself dimming, you also reclaim the ability to shift. You can pause, breathe, and realign. You can choose to stand tall, to let your shoulders fall back, to let your words flow with clarity. You can choose to step into the energy of certainty, even when your mind whispers doubt. This is what it means to command your energy, not to pretend fear does not exist, but to refuse to let it dictate your presence. And here's the paradox. The more you embody this energy, the less you will find yourself seeking validation, because you will begin to realize that your worth was never dependent on external approval. Power lies not in proving yourself, but in knowing yourself. Leadership is born here, not leadership defined by control, status, or force. Not leadership that seeks dominance or feeds on fear. Real leadership is quiet strength. It is the kind of presence that inspires others to rise. Not because you tell them to, but because your very being shows them what is possible. A queen does not manipulate. She does not beg. She does not demand. She does not compete for scraps of worth. She knows who she is, and in that knowing, she becomes magnetic. People respect her not because she demands respect, but because she embodies it. Love and strength live together in her. They are not opposites, though the world often pretends they are. Love without strength can become weakness, bending too far, allowing others to misuse kindness. Strength without love can become harshness, pushing others away. But when the two meet, when compassion and clarity stand side by side, there is nothing more powerful. Leading with love means moving from compassion rather than insecurity. It means uplifting rather than competing. It means celebrating the success of others without shrinking yourself, because you understand that their shine does not dim your own. Leading with strength means setting boundaries without apology. It means saying no without guilt. It means standing so firmly in your values that you cannot be shaken. No matter who doubts you, no matter who misunderstands you, you may ask yourself, how do I live this way? How do I embody both love and strength in the face of fear? The answer begins with self-leadership. You cannot expect others to respect your boundaries if you do not respect them yourself. You cannot expect the world to value your worth if you are still doubting it internally. You cannot uplift others if you are draining yourself to please them. So the question is not, how do others see me? The question is, how do I see myself? What if you move through life already knowing you could never be abandoned, never be rejected, never be anything less than whole? What if you believe so deeply in your own worth that no opinion could shake it? How would you walk? How would you speak? How would you love? Imagine it, feel it, step into it. This is not about waiting for the world to crown you. It is about crowning yourself. And when you lead yourself first, when you hold both love and strength within you, something remarkable happens. Others rise, not because you push them, but because your presence invites them. You become an example, a living demonstration of what it looks like to reclaim your power. Jung once said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. This is the heart of true leadership, bringing awareness to where you've been unconsciously giving away power and choosing to step back into alignment. You are not here to live in the shadows of doubt. You are not here to remain chained to old versions of yourself. You are here to rise, to step into the fullness of your power, to embody the highest version of yourself without apology. Do not mistake this for perfection. Power is not about never stumbling, never fearing, never failing. It is about standing back up each time with greater clarity. It is about choosing love when fear tempts you. It is about choosing strength when weakness feels easier. The moment you stop waiting, the moment you choose yourself, you shift everything. Opportunities open. People respond differently. Life begins to mirror the energy you carry, because the world does not respond to your words. It responds to your being. So walk forward with grace. Hold your head high. Let your energy radiate with certainty. Lead with love. Stand with strength, and know that the crown you carry is not something to be earned. It is something to be remembered. This is your power. It always has been, and it always will be. Everything in your life is energy. Every thought you think, every emotion you feel, every action you take, it is all energy being expressed, shaped, and directed. The way you wake up in the morning, the way you walk into a room, the way you respond to challenges, it is all an energetic statement. Most people do not realize this. They believe life is random, that things just happen to them, that they are at the mercy of chance or fate. They fail to see the truth. Their energy is always shaping their reality. When you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, scrolling through other people's lives, your energy scatters outward. When you replay an old argument or dwell on regrets, your energy drains into the past. When you worry about the future, imagining outcomes that have not yet occurred, you leak energy into possibilities that may never come. This is how most people live, leaking energy into everything except the present. But the present is where your power is. The present is the only place you can command your energy, the only place you can create. To reclaim your energy is to reclaim your life. It is the conscious choice to gather your focus, to stop scattering it in 1,000 directions, and to anchor it in the moment before you. Close your eyes and imagine your energy as golden light. For years, pieces of it have been left behind, in old relationships, in past failures, in regrets, in fears of the future. Now see those fragments returning, feel them gathering back into your body. Notice how full you feel when you stop scattering yourself. Notice the strength that rises when you stand whole. This is what it means to command your energy. And when you begin to command it, everything shifts. You no longer respond from old patterns. You no longer give your power away to circumstances. Instead, you decide the frequency you will carry. And because energy attracts energy, the frequency you hold determines what you draw into your life. If you embody doubt, you will attract situations that mirror doubt. If you embody fear, you will attract situations that confirm fear. But if you embody confidence, love, and certainty, life reflects that back to you. This is not mystical, it is practical. People respond to energy. Opportunities are created by energy. Influence is born from energy. Think again about presence. Presence cannot be faked. Presence is energy embodied. When you walk into a space with genuine confidence, not arrogance, but rooted certainty, people feel it. They don't always know why, but they are drawn to you. Your energy has shifted the atmosphere. And when you understand this, you stop chasing. You stop begging for recognition. You stop waiting for someone else to crown you. You realize that what you radiate is more powerful than anything you say. Jung wrote, "Your vision will become clear only when you can look into your own heart. Who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes." This is the essence of energy mastery. The more you look outward, chasing validation or comparing yourself, the more scattered you become. The more you look inward, aligning your energy with truth, the more awake you become. So ask yourself, what energy am I choosing today? What am I radiating without speaking a word? Do not underestimate the power of small choices. Energy is shaped by what you feed it. If you feed it thoughts of limitation, it shrinks. If you feed it doubt, it hesitates. But if you feed it clarity, self-trust, and vision, it expands. You do not need to wait for proof before believing in yourself. Belief is not the result. It is the seed. You plant it first. You embody it first. And then the world responds. Most people do the opposite. They wait for evidence. They wait for others to validate their worth. They wait for circumstances to prove they are ready. But waiting is a form of handing over power. What if you decided today that you are enough? What if you moved as if your worth was unquestionable, as if nothing could diminish it? How would your energy shift? You see, when you command your energy, you stop moving as the version of you defined by the past. You stop responding as the version who doubted, who hesitated, who believed she was not enough. Instead, you begin to embody the version of you who is already whole, already powerful, already aligned. Picture her, the highest version of you, the one who walks without shrinking, who speaks with clarity, who loves without fear. She exists. She is not a fantasy. She is the truest version of you, waiting to be chosen. Step into her, feel her, breathe as her. This is where your power lies, in the choice to embody who you truly are, not who the world told you to be. And when you live this way, something beautiful happens. You stop fighting for control. You stop grasping for approval. You stop fearing rejection, because you realize nothing can truly take from you what you have already claimed within. This is why boundaries become natural. When you command your energy, you no longer tolerate what drains you. You no longer entertain what dishonors you. You no longer feel guilty for saying no, because you understand that every no is also a yes. A yes to your energy, a yes to your truth, a yes to the life you are creating. And boundaries are not walls. They are clarity. They are love paired with strength. They are a declaration that your energy is sacred, and you will no longer scatter it for the comfort of others. This is not selfish. It is necessary, because the more you honor your own energy, the more powerful you become in uplifting others. You cannot pour from emptiness. You cannot lead from depletion. True service, true leadership, true love, it flows only when you are full. So breathe. Feel your energy gathering. See yourself no longer fragmented by the past, no longer drained by the opinions of others, no longer weakened by doubt. Feel the wholeness, feel the certainty, and let that energy expand. Let it radiate outward like light, touching everything around you. Not because you are trying to prove yourself, but because you are being yourself. This is power, quiet, undeniable, magnetic. Do not wait for the world to recognize it. The world will reflect what you decide. Opportunities open when you stop hesitating. Respect arrives when you embody it. Love expands when you lead with it. Remember, you are not here to live small. You are not here to apologize for your presence. You are not here to be chained by yesterday's version of yourself. You are here to rise. You are here to command your energy. You are here to embody love and strength in balance. And when you do, you no longer ask, am I enough? You know, because power is not outside of you. It is not waiting in the distance. It has always been within. True leadership, true power, true presence, it all begins with you. It begins not with changing the world outside, but with transforming the world within. When you hold both love and strength, when you command your energy with intention, when you release the weight of the past, you become unstoppable. You are not defined by the wounds you once carried. You are not defined by the mistakes you once made. You are not defined by the roles others tried to place upon you. All of that is story, and stories can be rewritten. The identity you have carried up until now has been shaped by countless influences, family, culture, teachers, peers, society. Some of those influences uplifted you, but many planted doubt. They told you to play small, to stay quiet, to fit into molds that were never meant for you. But hear this clearly. You are not required to keep wearing an identity that no longer fits. The truth is, identity is fluid. You are not locked into the version of yourself built from old experiences. You are free to rise into the version of you aligned with your power. The moment you choose differently, you create differently. Imagine again that highest version of yourself, the one who knows her worth, who leads with grace, who refuses to abandon herself. She is not far away. She is not a dream. She is you, here, now, in this very moment. She has always been here, waiting for you to step into her. Step into her. Walk as her. Speak as her. Choose as her. This is not about pretending. It is about remembering. Because deep down, you have always known who you are. Beneath the conditioning, beneath the doubt, beneath the fear, you have always known. And here is the profound truth. When you reclaim your power, you do not just transform yourself. You transform the lives of those around you. People will feel your presence. They will witness your courage. They will see you standing tall in love and strength. And something within them will awaken too. That is the ripple effect of power. It inspires. It uplifts. It commands respect without force. It opens doors for others simply by showing them what is possible. Carl Jung wrote, "The world will ask you who you are, and if you do not know, the world will tell you. 2. Many people live this way, allowing the world to decide for them, shaping themselves to fit into spaces that were never meant for their greatness. But not you. Not anymore. You know who you are. You know the power you carry. You know the love and strength that flow through you. And because you no longer accept being told otherwise, this is the moment of decision. The moment you stop waiting. The moment you stop hesitating. The moment you stop looking outside for confirmation and choose, fully, completely to crown yourself. Power is not about force. It is not about domination. It is not about standing above others. Real power is the alignment of love and strength, expressed with grace. It is being unshakable in your truth, even when storms rise. It is moving with clarity, even when uncertainty surrounds you. It is walking into the room not to take space from others, but to show them that they too can take up space. It is speaking with a voice that does not need to shout, because its certainty resonates louder than volume ever could. It is leading not through fear, but through love, love that is strong, love that is clear, love that is rooted in truth. So let yourself rise. Stop rehearsing the old stories of doubt. Stop replaying the old wounds of rejection. Stop carrying the bag of regrets that has weighed you down for too long. Release it. Take a deep breath and let it fall away. Feel the lightness. Feel the space it creates. That space is where your future begins. That space is where new possibilities can finally enter. That space is where you step into the limitless potential of who you are becoming. And from this space, walk forward. Not as the version of you who once doubted, not as the version of you who once shrank, but as the queen who has always been within, the queen who leads herself first, who commands her energy, who balances love with strength, who knows her worth is not negotiable. Life will respond. Doors will open. Opportunities will align. People will rise to meet the standard you set. Not because you begged, not because you forced, but because you embodied. Embodiment is everything. The crown is not worn on your head, it is carried in your presence. The throne is not a seat you wait to be offered. It is the foundation you create within yourself. The kingdom is not outside. It is the energy you rule from within. And when you embody this truth, there is no need to demand. You do not chase respect. You radiate it. You do not beg for love. You are love. You do not seek power. You remember that you are power. So stand tall. Move with intention. Speak with clarity. Love with depth. Hold your power with grace, because you are a queen. And a queen does not wait for permission. She decides. She chooses herself. She commands her energy. She leads with both love and strength. And in that decision, in that moment of remembrance, everything aligns. This is the life you were meant to live. This is the presence you were meant to embody. This is the power you were born to carry. Never again forget it. Never again abandon it. Never again shrink for the comfort of others. Rise. Step fully into your truth. Live from your power. Lead with your heart. Hold your crown high. The world will respond to the energy you bring. And when you bring the energy of a queen, rooted, powerful, radiant, nothing can stop you, because you are not here to play small. You are not here to live half-hidden. You are here to rise. You are here to reign. And it is time. You have walked this journey now, through remembrance, reclamation, alignment, and embodiment. You have looked back at the moments where your power was given away. You have called it home, and you have begun to see what it means to carry yourself as the queen you already are. But this journey does not end here. Power is not a single moment. It is a practice. It is a choice you make each day, each breath, each decision. Every morning when you rise, life will ask you again, will you live as the version of yourself built from fear? Or will you embody the version of yourself aligned with truth? And this is where discipline becomes devotion. Not discipline as punishment, but as love. Devotion to your growth. Devotion to your alignment. Devotion to the woman you are becoming. Because the world will continue to test you. Circumstances will arise. People may doubt you. Old fears will try to return, whispering in familiar tones, hoping to pull you back into smallness. But the difference now is this. You know who you are. You know where your power lies. You know that the old voices are not truth. They are echoes. and echoes cannot hold you anymore. Instead of reacting, you will pause. Instead of shrinking, you will rise. Instead of abandoning yourself, you will stand tall, rooted in the love and strength that define you. This is not about perfection. It is not about never wavering. It is about remembering that even when you stumble, your power remains. Even when doubt arises, your crown does not fall. Even when the path feels unclear, you still carry the light within. You are not walking toward your power. You are walking with it. So let's look forward. What does it mean to live fully as the queen you are? It means choosing intentionally rather than drifting. It means surrounding yourself with people and environments that reflect your worth. It means protecting your energy as the sacred force it is, refusing to leak it into battles unworthy of you. It means daring to dream boldly, not because the world says you can, but because you have decided you will. It means no longer asking permission to exist in fullness. It means speaking with clarity, moving with intention, and loving without apology. It means building a life that aligns with the truth of who you are, not the expectations of who others want you to be. And yes, it means leading. Not leadership of titles or positions, but leadership through example. Leadership through presence. Leadership through being the woman who inspires others simply by standing in her truth. When you lead yourself with love and strength, others will feel it. Your energy will ripple outward, giving silent permission for others to rise. You won't have to tell them how. They will see you and remember their own power. That is what real influence looks like. Carl Jung reminded us, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. But what he also revealed is that through awareness, through the willingness to face what once held us back, transformation is inevitable, and you are already living it. So here is your next step. Do not let this just be words you heard. Do not let this just be a moment of inspiration that fades tomorrow. Choose action. Embodiment lives in action. Action does not always look grand. Sometimes it is as simple as saying no when you once would have said yes. Sometimes it is speaking up when you would have stayed silent. Sometimes it is resting when you would have pushed yourself to exhaustion. Sometimes it is daring to take the first small step toward a dream. You've delayed for years, but every action counts. Every decision to honor yourself reinforces your power. Every time you refuse to betray yourself for the comfort of others, you anchor yourself deeper into truth. So ask yourself now, what action will I take today that aligns with my power? What choice can I make right now that affirms my worth? Let this not just be theory. Let it be practice. Let it be lived. Because you were not born to live small. You were not born to hide. You were not born to echo old doubts or carry old limitations. You were born to rise. You were born to shine. You were born to lead with love and strength, to command your energy, and to walk as the queen you are. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Do not delay your own greatness. Rise now. Crown yourself now. Lead yourself now. And if these words have stirred something within you, if they have awakened even a spark of remembrance, then carry that spark forward. Do not let it fade. Nurture it. Protect it. Expand it until it becomes the fire that lights your path. And here is my final request. If you are ready to continue this journey, if you are ready to rise fully into your power and surround yourself with messages that keep you aligned, then take this moment to subscribe. Not just as a button you click, but as a declaration. A declaration that you are committed to your growth. A declaration that you will no longer forget who you are. A declaration that you are ready to live as the queen you were always meant to be. Subscribing is more than staying connected. It is choosing to stay reminded. Reminded of your power. Reminded of your worth. Reminded that you are not alone in this journey of reclamation. So take action now. Do not say, I'll do it later. Do not tell yourself, I'll wait until I feel ready. The time is now. The choice is yours. The crown is waiting. Click subscribe. Step fully into your truth. And continue walking this path, not just as a listener, but as a woman who embodies her power every single day. Because you are power. You are strength. You are love. You are a queen. And it is time the world sees you as such.